So my name is Mitch and my wife is Mimi, and we have 3 children, Taylor, David, and Colin. We've been a part of community for the past 6 or 7 months. When I first walked in, you can see the smile on my face now. It's still a very fond memory for me. Just walking in, and it's actually kind of a funny story because my wife and son were both away it was a weekend in early January, and we were looking for a new church. So I went by myself, which is kind of unheard of for me. It was the Sunday when there were a lot of baptisms going on and the big dunk tanks up there on the stage. And I remember thinking, like, this place is great, and I see the other people being baptized. That looks really inviting. And then all of a sudden Sean says, if you feel the calling, come on up. And so I just went for it. I went down and got the shorts and the t-shirt on and joined in on the party. We had been coming to community for about a month, and during that time, the All In series was going on. And one of the key themes of All In was to not just be a consumer of God's grace, always asking for protection, asking for forgiveness, asking for things, but to also, in turn, give back. When the All In series was coming to a conclusion, there was the time to make a financial commitment, and Sean had talked about All In coming from a variety of sources, whether it be current income, but also out of stored resources. And when you start thinking about giving up something as opposed to money, there's a little different flavor to that. And that's when I started thinking about, well, maybe it's time for me to give up my Harley Davidson. So for me, looking back, the purchase of a Harley Davidson would clearly qualify as an impulse purchase. I really didn't ride it a whole lot, but it was awfully fun to tell people that I had one. I took some pictures of my bike out in the driveway with snow in the background and put it up on eBay, and believe it or not, it sold within 2 days. So I think God was looking down and was agreeing with my decision. There is a Bible verse that always makes me a little bit squeamish. I'd say it's my least favorite Bible verse, and that's Matthew 19, where the rich man that's very compliant, goes to church all the time, tithes, goes up and asks Jesus, what else can I do to be perfect? Or, how can I earn my way to heaven? And Jesus looks at him and says, if you want to be perfect, sell all your possessions and give to the poor, then you'll have treasure in heaven. And that really was what was going through my mind at the time, is let's not be so clung to our possessions that we become associated with and almost identify with what we own, as opposed to why we're really here. And so it was a pretty powerful moment for me, even though it's just a motorcycle, to say I'm going to give this up, and it's part of not being a consumer anymore. I want to give back in ways above and beyond. At this particular time, there was a crisis going on with one of my family members, and I found myself praying, please be with him, please be with him, please be with him. And again, sort of just asking, fix the situation was basically my position in my prayer. And what I found out, and this is a long journey for me, but the process of All In and the message there about not just being a consumer, but giving back. Not only, with my motorcycle did I give back, but I actually found myself transforming. Instead of just, asking for help for someone else, that it was working inside of me as well and helping me find my way back to God.